few different sections. We are basically playing in the key of E Dorian, but I like to think of it as B minor. So I think of the B minor scale. The very first kind of riff going on is this one, and I'm going to play it slow. Okay, and so I'll provide the tab also so you can follow along, but the tab should also be on your screen so that way you can follow along that way. So you see here on the D string, I'm hammering on 2 to 4, open G, and the G acts as a pedal tone, as this right on top. Right? That's riff number 1. Up to speed, it's like this. And another thing that John Mayer does a lot of is using his hands, playing with his hands. I'm so used to using my pick. I'm not I'm not that well acquainted with doing the fingerstyle sort of stuff, but he definitely does that. And so if you really want to get that Mayer sort of sound and feel, definitely do it with your fingers rather than with a pick. And then we go into this section. It's this. Okay, so we're just kind of using that E minor sort of sound, the Dorian mode. So for example, we have this first one, kind of spelling out E minor 7. And then this next one kind of spells out like a B minor 7. Right? And you can see it on the screen, so we're doing this sort of sound to begin with. And you can see I'm fretting it as if I was playing it like a chord. So we're doing this 2-note, single note sort of interchange between these chords. And they're really diatonic chords. They're just kind of very simple little 2-note chords, essentially. But I'm playing them like this because I see the way he plays them, and it seems like this is what he's doing. So he does this first, and then the second chord goes like this. The third chord goes over here, almost like an octave up kind of idea. And then the next chord ends with this. And that should actually be a hammer-on, so I'll make sure to put that on there. And it goes like this. Then we go right here. So then we have this kind of idea. And then I play this. So very slowly that section goes like this. Okay, then we go. Okay, we kind of end on that 15th fret on the B string there. And then the next section happens pretty quick. It sounds like this. Okay, if I play it up to speed, something like that. Then we have these B minor sort of hammer-on pull-off ideas, so it goes like this. Okay, and that's very, very straightforward, but it's all done in one motion, so I'm only picking once. And I'm sliding down the fretboard while using the hammer-ons as my way to kind of keep the note sustaining. So one more time, slow. From there, we go into these John Mayer gravity sort of lines I always love to hear. Okay, that's the first one. That's the second one. And you can see on the chart that we kind of have vibrato in there. So it kind of sounds like that. And then, right? So the vibrato there, the feel is very important. With John Mayer, it's all about that feel. It's not necessarily about the craziness that he's playing. It's necessarily more about how he's playing it. From there, we go into this kind of idea. And same sort of idea, we're just descending with those hammer on pull off. So it's going like this, very slow. And I end here at the 4th fret, and then the very last sort of little lick there is this idea. That is very much more of like an Eddie Van Halen, Billy Gibbons sort of sound. One more time. And what I'm doing there is I bend up the 6th fret, hammer on the 12th fret. So I bend up the 6th fret a half step, and then when I hammer onto the 12th fret, I actually pull that up with my middle finger like this. And then I pull off, and then bring the bend back down, and then pull off here on my left hand to the 4th fret. So all together. So here it is from the very beginning, kind of what it sounds like. So here's the idea. Ready? Here we go. That's it. Hopefully this is a great way for you to get started into John Mayer's playing. This is kind of his fundamentals that he likes to kind of do, especially when he's playing in this sort of vibe. He really doesn't do a lot of crazy scalar work or anything. It's really just more about the feel. It's more about how you use those intervals and interact with them. All right? Thank you very much. Have a good one.